So there I am out in this COVID world, right? First, I put my ass in the car, which is, you know, I drive the car to the drive-through, but I've had the same tank of gas for like 5 months, 6 months, probably, right? Maybe I exaggerate, but not by much. There's no reason for me to leave the apartment. I have to make reasons to go into the world right now. You know, I haven't dated in forever because of COVID vectors, you know, so it's been weighing on me. It's been tough. I'm a homebody. This is extreme. So I get in my car and it's nighttime and I'm like, holy shit, driving in the nighttime. And I was like, okay, I can still do this, which is great. But I've driven so little that it's starting to feel somewhat foreign to me. Not completely. I exaggerate a little bit. But I take myself to the theater and I'm like, yes, I'm at the theater. I took a picture of me, right? I sent it to Discord the other day. And so I get my popcorn, my medium-sized popcorn, no butter. Oh, yeah. And I get my large cherry Coke with a half full ice. Oh, good. And I get a box of Milk Duds. Got my popcorn, got my, you know, this is like comfort for me. I've gone to theaters before I was 10 years old. And I associate, like most people, I associate good times with going to the theater, right? Some of the earliest movies I remember, I watched Terminator 2 at the theater. I watched Leprechaun. I watched E.T. No, I didn't watch E.T. at the theater. I definitely watched Leprechaun at the theater. I thought it was going to be an instant movie. I was wrecked. But my point is that the adults in my life, there were at least a few that could, for the most part, it was easy, right? So they either take me or they go with me, right? I had an uncle and we used to like movie hop, you know, between theaters because, we could get away with it. And we were being bad. So, but I remember watching a number of movies with him. So there I am at the theater in this COVID world, right? I got my cool ninja mask on, like, you know, looking around. And it's reduced, so there's not a lot of people there. They only do like 50% capacity, and then we have the big luxury recliner chairs. So I'm locked in. I'm excited to see Tenet. I'm watching the movie, and some people come. Like the people come, right? Like this is the first day that the theater's open again, right? They're very limited. They've got all these other like, you know, sanitation things they do, whatnot. And I was just talking about that. I would feel safer, I think, if they took your temperature on the way into the theater as well. Why not, right? To my left, some youth of America, some teenagers. The 4 boys are sitting down, you know, a few seats away, definitely over 6 feet. To my right, a Spanish family, and they're hanging out, like, you know, for the most part, both groups. Okay, not too bad. But we all know that it's harder for people in this day and age to keep their fucking mouth shut. They just can't do it. Sometimes you get those old people, they have to like give sub dialogue to each other. Like, oh, I think he's going to go and take the purse and then he's going to put it in the head and then he's going to break open the safe, I think. And like, you know, and then you have the monologuers are like, and then he did this and he did this and I don't get it. Right? Like that's a whole different level. Very rarely do you get that. You generally don't get that when you go to the theater at night because old people can't stay up past 8 o'clock. So 40 minutes into this movie, right? And this movie's dense. Stuff is going forwards and backwards and there's pseudoscience and like entropy of the world and like it's like, hey, use your braino, right? Like, and then stuff explodes, right? And these kids, like, they just couldn't hold it together. It started fairly mild, and you know, like the phones were mostly off, but you'd see the screen and every once in a while. It's like, okay, cool. And then the scene comes up where these characters are really intense, and it's between a man and a woman, and it's really intense. Like the actors are giving a good performance, right? And these kids, I shit you not, they're sharing videos of some other shit, and they're like, why don't you just fuck already, right? Like, they weren't super loud, but they were loud enough, and then they were giggling. They were clearly somewhere else besides the intensity of this movie, right? So I wish I would have done it without getting my blood up a little bit. I certainly accelerated my pulse. I wasn't super mean, but I leaned over, and I was like, hey guys. And they look, you know, they sort of look over and glance, and then they look at the screen. I was like, yeah, guys. Can you not talk right now and be polite? And then I didn't get any acknowledgement. And I'm like a dad, plus I'm a level 43-year-old man. So, you know, shit. So, and hang on, I'll get to chat in a second. I just gotta finish the story. And so I go, hey, yeah, you guys. And then the two of the boys look over, and they all look over. I was like, yeah, so stop talking, right? And then I was like, okay. And then they went there, right? And then 2 minutes go by. Phone shit comes up again. Right? And I just take out my phone and I turn over. I got the flash on and I take a picture of them, right? And they fucking look over and they're just like deer in the headlights. And I was very nice about it, right? Unfortunately, I was a dick to the rest of the theater, unfortunately, because I created a flash in the theater, right? But they were like, what the fuck? I was like, hey, I point at them, right? And I go like this, I go, and I just smile. I put my phone away and I watched the rest of the movie. And they were fucking stony quiet after that. Like they were model citizens. I was like, oh shit. And it's I've thought about doing this for a very long time. I like to behave in the way that I think other people should behave, to try to be a model and polite citizen. Otherwise the rest of this society will fall apart, break off into the ocean. So by taking this action, and I've had this dream for a long time where it's just when people are fucking up, I want people to see what they look like. So I kind of want to start a channel in Discord, which are it's just dedicated to people that I catch that are dicks. They don't know any better. And it's like if you don't stop to interrupt their behavior, who's going to do it? If we all just be quiet all the time, then how is anyone going to know that their behavior is not acceptable? And once people start giving into this behavior, then how are we going to be able to go into society, polite society, as they like to say, and have an experience collectively that is respectful and polite? We won't. We'll have hee-haw and brofest, and I don't want hee-haw and brofest. I'm just not down for that. So here you go. Without further ado. And by the way, they left all their trash just here. Like one of them took their icy. But I mean, dude, look at this. Look at these kids. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Youth of America right there. Not acceptable. So I got my dad pants out and I treated them just like I treat my son. So, that was my big adventure into COVID land, right? Lee Hang, I hate kids. Kids just need opportunity to become adults with respect and manners. It's a hard thing.